How's everyone doing? I have a gigantic CVS bag full of VHS tapes right here. And I have no idea what VHS tapes are in here. My mom is getting ready to sell my parents' place, and she's been bagging up stuff for me to pick up. So every now and then I will go over there and get some stuff. And I haven't had a chance to look through this. I just know it was all VHS tapes. And she recently bagged up some movies, including these two VHS tapes right here, Kids and E.T. So yeah, Kids needs a Blu-ray release for sure. I think the DVD is out of print and goes for a decent amount. I've actually seen people asking for the VHS tape for a little bit, I guess because again the DVD is hard to find. But yeah, fantastic film, a very dark movie. I've got no legs. Very memorable to me. And this was directed by Larry Clark, but it was, I'm going to say it was written by producer Gus Van Sant on here too, but I'm trying to remember who the writer was on this one. Harmony Korine, that's who it was, Harmony Korine. But yeah, you've got a lot of people in here that went on to do bigger things. But yeah, a lot of these VHS tapes I am probably going to get rid of. So if you're interested in anything and want to do a trade for Blu-rays if you have them, or if you just want to buy some of these, let me know, because probably most of these I am not going to want to keep in my collection. But this is all random, and I like doing these random videos because I don't know what's in here, and a lot of times I haven't seen these in years, the movies in here. And you guys seem to like it too, so it's fun to do. But let's go ahead and open these up and get into it. First up is, oh man, I remember this, Gobots, Gobots Battle of the Rock Lords. And Gobots were kind of like a Transformers-esque cartoon. I actually prefer Gobots over Transformers. A lot of people would call Gobots the bootleg or ghetto version of Transformers. I liked Gobots better, I liked the characters better. I don't know, maybe it's just one of those things that, you know, Transformers was so popular that I kind of prefer this because of that. Didn't have quite the popularity. And I remember getting this, in fact, I was in Virginia at the time, and there was a video store called Trax, and it was going out of business, and it had been there for like a long time, and so I remember we picked up a bunch of stuff, and I got Gobots right here. On sale for $5.99. What a steal. Oh, cool. It's got the little Be Kind Rewind sticker on there, although it fell off, I guess the adhesive, you know, after all these years, but that's pretty cool to see. Original vintage Be Kind Rewind sticker. So that is, I don't know, again, I grew up in this era of video rental stores, going to the video rental places, mom and pop places, and seeing all the VHS cover artwork, especially the horror cover artwork, and just being enthralled, and just one of the earlier memories of getting into movies. You know, begging my parents to rent this, rent that. Of course, they wouldn't let me rent the horror movies at the time when I was a kid, but I remember sneaking downstairs when my parents were asleep and watching horror movies on TV and just getting freaked out, but also getting, you know, just really into it as well and wanting to be freaked out more and see more awesome horror movies. So yeah, let me know if you experienced, you know, VHS tapes, video rental stores. If you have any VHS tapes, what's your favorite? But big shout out to Captain Home Video, Joe's Video, Easy Video. Those are some of the ones that I can remember off the top of my head for video rental stores. Next up is Beastmaster 2, Through the Portal of Time. I vaguely remember, I know the Beastmaster series. I don't know if these have, maybe in, I think Australia might have a Beastmaster Blu-ray, but not over here in the US as far as I'm aware, and they don't have, I think, the second one out there. I can't remember how many ones are in this series, but they're kind of entertaining. I think this is one where he's thrown through time, I guess, and he's in modern Los Angeles. So, I actually kind of want to keep this one, and I'm going to keep these two, I think, for sure, for memories, because I remember both of them, but it's been a while since I've seen either one of them. Next up is The Applegates, which is such a fun, cheesy, ridiculous movie, but I love the heck out of it. Directed by the director of Heathers, Michael Lehman, or Lehman. But this is a really fun one. It's basically these bugs who take the form of humans. And I really like the cast in here. We've got Ed Begley Jr., Stockard Channing, Dabney Coleman, who's absolutely hilarious. But this one needs a Blu-ray release. It doesn't have a Blu-ray release at all. I'm not even sure if it has a DVD release, in fact, now that I think of it. But I love this one. It's kind of that, I don't know what time period it's set at, but it's like 1950s-esque, you know, homemaker kind of vibe going on. And oh, I love that scene too. But yeah, it's bugs hiding as humans, and it's just awesome. I love the heck out of it. It's cheesy, but so entertaining and underrated. I never hear anybody talk about that one. Next up is... Oh, heck to the yeah. We've got the media design right there for VHS tape for Hell Night with Linda Blair. I know this just got a Scream Factory release, which I definitely want to pick up, but I love the design to this you know, packaging right there. It also reminds me of the new MVD Rewind collection, where they have that same design, which I'm sure probably inspired MVD Rewind. They have a lot of good releases coming out too. But yeah, Hell Night with the Linda Blair, very underrated slasher movie. I dig the heck out of this one. It's about a sorority going through an initiation if they stay at this old, apparently, I don't know if it's haunted house or there's like a, I don't know, the story was that the kid killed the parents or something crazy like that, and they make the sorority sister stay there overnight, but they find out there's something down there, something in the house. But I love the heck out of this film, and I love the look to this too. I might keep this one too for the memories and the design of the packaging too. And it's actually in really good condition on this one. So I know I was talking about, you know, if you're interested, we can do a trade or I'll sell you some. But so far, I kind of want to keep all these ones because I don't think Applegates has a DVD, or I know it doesn't have a Blu-ray release, but I don't think it has a DVD release. Next up is Baron Blood from Bava, Mario Bava. And this is a digitally remastered collector's edition right there. And one thing I like about this one right here, it has that gatefold cover, which is actually really awesome. So some pretty cool designs for VHS tapes. I know some of them had, you know, the big box ones, and you had some that had different cool covers. I think there's a few that had lenticular covers, like Jack Frost, I believe. And I have the Jack Frost Vinegar Syndrome lenticular cover one, which is awesome and super cheesy. But Baron Blood, and another Please Be Kind Rewind. But all about that gatefold cover. And next up is another one that I know doesn't have a Blu-ray release. I'm not sure if it has a DVD release, but this one definitely needs a Blu-ray release too. And this is Stephen King's Graveyard Shift, which love this film. Very underrated. I don't hear enough people talking about Graveyard Shift. And this one has, I'm trying to remember who's in here, Stephen Mock from Monster Squad, Brad Dourif. Brad Dourif was the one, he's the exterminator. So yeah, definitely wish this had a Blu-ray release. Somebody like Scream Factory needs to pick this one up. I'd love to see them put that out. There's a bunch of companies, anybody who really wants to put this one out, I'd love to see get a Blu-ray release. But again, super underrated. And there's some other people that are in here too. I'm trying to remember who it is, but there's somebody else that was in this one that has been in a bunch of other things. But love Graveyard Shift, kind of an underrated Stephen King adapted film. Next up is a really nice looking, like, hard case one for Halloween 4 Return of Michael Myers. This is the collector's edition. And I love that design. Again, you have that hard plastic outer shell right there. And let's go ahead and open this one up. And you've got some Collector's Network on here. Anchor Bay Library of Horror Collector's Edition. So you get it's pretty cool. Even that postcard is awesome to see that, you know, that kind of retro style right there. 1998, I think. So pretty neat. And there is the tape right there. I know there's been there's different color tapes. I know a lot of people were trying to find all the different orange tapes. I think Nickelodeon put a lot of the orange tapes out, green tapes. Here's a Disney one. I know some of the Disney ones, I think is it Black Diamond or something like that? Some of the rare Disney VHS tapes people want like absurd amounts of money for. This is not one of those ones as far as I'm aware of anyways. This is Pooh's Grand Adventure, The Search for Christopher Robin. But it does have that kind of like clamshell design right there. And oh, it has a bunch of advertisements and stuff in here too. There's the tape, but a whole ton. I'm not even going to go through them all, but just a whole ton of advertisements. I think it's actually kind of cool when it has those in there. It's funny when growing up, but I would always throw those advertisements out. But it's pretty neat to see that this, after all this time, still has those advertisements in there. So Winnie the Pooh. I remember one time when I was with my best friend's family, we were doing like charades, and it was like Winnie the Pooh, and I was trying to act it out, and I did a pooping motion. I like crouched down and did like a poop motion, and they all thought that was hilarious. For like years they talked about that. I don't know, I was a young kid. It's what came to my mind at the time. So next up is another Winnie the Pooh one. This is The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, King of the Beasties, right there. So kind of like I don't know, it kind of reminds me of what was it, The Wild Things a little bit, but this looks pretty entertaining. I'm trying to remember, I don't remember when exactly this came out, but there we go. It looks pretty cool if you like Winnie the Pooh. And I grew up watching that kind of stuff too when I was a kid. Next up is this is He Got Game. Actually, there's a story behind this. My local Blockbuster still has, this is my friend at the time worked there, and I love He Got Game from Spike Lee. Jesus Shuttlesworth. But Ray Allen was in there, Denzel Washington, Mila Jovovich was a prostitute in there, a bunch of other well-known actors in here too, but I love the heck. Rick Fox, I think, was in there when Jesus Shuttlesworth was doing like a college tour. But yeah, my friend was working at Blockbuster. I was like, oh, can I get this? He basically he just gave it to me. He's like, here, you can have it. I was like, oh, all right. So, at the time didn't really think. I think he gave it to me and then he stopped working there, or got fired probably because he's stealing VHS tapes. I don't know. So I ended up keeping this all this time for Blockbuster. So that has some memories. He Got Game, I know, has a double feature Blu-ray release. I wish it had a standalone Blu-ray release. It deserves a standalone Blu-ray release. I don't really like the double feature ones, especially when it comes to Blu-rays. I like to have, the individual titles like that, and especially ones that I think deserve a standalone release like this one, He Got Game. Great basketball movie. Let me know what your favorite basketball movie is. Hoop Dreams has got to be like #1 for me. But there's a ton of great ones out there. Above the Rim, Rebound, which is one I never hear anybody talk about. The story of Earl the Goat Manigault, and that has Don Cheadle in it. One of his earlier roles, which really blew me away when I saw his performance in there. And I might actually, I was like, I might have that in here, and I do. This has a DVD release, but no Blu-ray release. Another one that deserves a Blu-ray release. It has a lot of actual basketball players in here too. James Earl Jones is in here. A whole bunch of recognizable people. Clarence Williams, who I always remember from Tales from the Hood. Eric LaSalle. A whole bunch of recognizable. Forrest Whitaker, I believe, is in here. Yeah, Forrest Whitaker. A ton of people, but this is such a phenomenal film. HBO movie. I remember watching this and just being blown away. It's the first time I ever saw Don Cheadle at the time, and I would highly recommend this one if you're into basketball movies. Heaven is a Playground is another one. There's so many really good basketball movies out there that I feel like don't get the recognition that they deserve. Another one's that a double feature Blu-ray from Scream Factory that I think both should have got individual releases was a double feature for Video Dead and Terror Vision. Both of those are amazing horror movies that deserve standalone releases, and they put out other ones that don't have quite as much popularity or fandom and aren't quite as good on standalone releases. So I don't quite understand that, or the choosing of it. Next up is another VHS tape, which I actually really enjoyed this one. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember really liking it. It's The Intruder Within. Kind of like Alien, The Thing-esque. They're on this like ship, alone adrift to the icy waters of Antarctica. They're drilling. I can't remember how this ancient life form somehow comes aboard the ship, and it grows and starts killing people. You can kind of see the creature right there, and then on the front cover. But I like this little beat up right there in that corner. But I like the Trans World Entertainment USA, the design right there, the palm trees. So that's pretty cool. And I remember getting this at a flea market for $0.25. I was like, this is friggin' awesome. I had to pick it up for a friggin' quarter. Granted, it's got that part right there, but yeah, I've never seen this in any format anywhere ever, out in the wild, online. So insta buy, and I remember loving the heck out of it. This definitely deserves a Blu-ray release. Friggin' awesome task. Look at that. But so that's cool to see. A lot of these ones, again, I haven't seen in years. Next up is I Love Lucy and the Honeymooners, the fishing trip. So I guess 2 of these episodes where they go on fishing trips. Grew up watching both of these. Love the heck out of them. So that is pretty cool. I don't really remember where I got this. This might have been at Trax too, when Trax went out at Norfolk, Virginia, back in the day. But I love that. Let's see what else I got in here. Home Alone. That is friggin' awesome. That should have been the thumbnail face, but hopefully I'll probably put the bag one in the thumbnail face. But this is a classic. The first 2 are the best. The rest just could do without them. It's just not the same without Macaulay Culkin in there. But so fun. One of the greatest Christmas movies ever. Top 10 at least. You know, for me it might be like top 5 just because I have so many memories. And I love that they have down there at the bottom they've got the little Pepsi logo, some Pepsi sponsorship down there. So, but so many quotable lines, memorable scenes, hilarious, entertaining. What was the Wet Water Bandits or something like that? With Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci, and then John Hurt recently passed away. May he rest in peace. Wet Bandits, something? I think Wet Bandits maybe. But this was so fun to me. And John Candy was in here, the Polka King. I wish it said I think it's the Wet Bandits, but either way, that's awesome. Dumb and Dumber, another, probably my all-time favorite comedy movie. Spaceballs has to be up there, probably like number 2 for me. Stranger Than Fiction with Will Ferrell, kind of a darker comedy, not his typical slapstick one. That would be probably like 3rd. But this one, it just never gets old. The toilet scene, the laxative, just always gets me. I know it's coming, and I just love it. Kick his ass, Seabass. That's, but love this one. Absolutely. That is so cool. I do have this on Blu-ray, so I'm probably going to get rid of, most of these ones. I'll probably keep a couple. Gobots, Beastmaster, Applegates, the deep sea fishing one, and then probably get rid of the rest so far. Hell Night, I want to get the Blu-ray. It is a beautiful condition-wise for the VHS of Hell Night. I'm debating about that one. Yeah, I think that I'm definitely going to get rid of the Winnie the Pooh ones, and let's see what else I have in here. Oh, you get a recorded off probably like HBO or something, House Guest with Sinbad. I actually love that movie. That doesn't have a Blu-ray release either. I think that's an entertaining one. I actually picked up the DVD for that recently for like $2.99 on Amazon. It was like one of those add-on things where it's like dirt cheap. So that's pretty funny. Like I think it's over $35. You can add it on a title, so you can spend $35 easily on Amazon. But yeah, House Guest with Sinbad, and was it Phil Hartman? Phil Hartman, may he rest in peace. That was a crazy, tragic story that happened with him. Very talented. His life and career were cut short. Comedic genius, in my opinion. Sinbad kind of like fell off the map for a while, and then he kind of came back. He actually did my local comedy club. He did stand-up comedy performance, so pretty cool. But this is a JVC recorded off the TV of House Guest. I remember back in the day, that's, we used to record different, we'd record cassette tapes for the radio and VHS tapes for TV for the movies and TV shows. And even music videos I remember recording. Next up is Thomas and Friends, Steamies vs. Diesels. I don't remember this at all. I don't remember really being into Thomas the Train and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Condition-wise, it's beat up on the corners, but I don't know. And I don't know if these... I assume the VHS tapes work. I don't know if this one was ever even watched. It doesn't look like it. But... yeah, I don't know if they play or not or anything like that, but next 2, I don't remember this one either. Rescue Heroes. Maybe this might have been someone like my parents or family got for me, and then I just, grew out of that phase of being a kid, and because I don't remember Rescue Heroes are all Flashback to Danger, Part 1 and 2. Yeah, I guess these are probably like real life, people, police officers, firemen, stuff like that. Yeah, so I am not familiar with this. Nelvana, I guess is the company. It looks like, or no, it's Fisher Price and Nelvana. So you got the Fisher Price logo right there. But yeah, this looks like, it looks like this was actually viewed, because it looks like it wasn't rewound all the way. Maybe it's between the episodes. I don't know. But yeah, I don't remember that at all. Next up is, I do remember this one. I believe my aunt gave this to me. This is like the old serial episodes of Captain Marvel. Adventures of Captain Marvel, 12 episodes over 3 hours, black and white. Yeah, so this was actually pretty cool. This is from, this release is Video Treasures in 1993, but I can't remember when these were. Oh, 1941 is when these came out. But I definitely remember watching these on, I had a Panasonic small big box TV with a VHS on there, part of the TV, VHS player. So that is pretty cool. This brings back memories for sure. So that is awesome. It's cool to see a lot of these ones. It brings back a ton of memories. I don't have any of like the cool, you know, big box clamshell. Well, I have the Winnie the Pooh one. I think I have some more VHS tapes somewhere else. I don't know where, but this is what was all in this big CVS bag right here. But I don't have any of the cool like different color tapes or anything like that. But there's some neat ones in here. The Bear and Blood one had the gatefold cover. The Halloween Collector's Edition one, Halloween 4, which was the Anchor Bay one. Return of Michael Myers. I love that cover though. That is pretty awesome. And I love that it has the collector's postcard thing in there. So pretty cool. And again, a ton of memories to see these all again. I don't know. I was excited. I want to do a video for it. Maybe, I know there's still some people that collect VHS tapes, especially on Instagram. I see there's accounts that have just tons. And if you're a girl and you do VHS tapes, watch out, because you are going to get tons of follows and likes. That's what I've noticed on there. But yeah, if you're a girl into horror movies or VHS tapes, yeah, you'll get lots of followers and likes, and unfortunately probably some crazy DMs and stuff, but I digress. But yeah, let me know if you collect VHS tapes. What's your favorite VHS tape that you own in your collection? Do you have memories of going to video rental stores, VHS or DVD? If you're interested in anything, let me know as well. Trade, sale. I'm not really trying to pick up any VHS tapes anymore. I think I might only have a couple in my collection for A, memories, or B, collecting, you know, certain movies that are some of my all-time favorites. But the majority I want to get rid of. You know, I don't even know. I kind of want to get rid of all of these. I might keep a couple, like I said. Applegates, I don't think has a DVD release. Graveyard Shift, I'm not sure. But I know it does. Both those should get Blu-ray releases. I think I'm gonna let go of Hell Knight. It's beautiful condition on that one. Beastmaster 2, I don't know if I gotta look to see if that has a release or not, but Gobots I'm definitely gonna keep because lots of memories of that one. The deep sea fishing one I'll probably keep too. I think the rest of them I'm gonna get rid of though. So let me know if you're interested in anything. Leave me a comment or video response down below. Hope everyone's doing well. Take care, and hope you guys enjoy this VHS update. Kind of a random thing. But you know, I know there's some people that are still into VHS. If you're not, I'm sorry. Hopefully you passed over this video. I'm sure I'll probably get a bunch of dislikes because there's people that are just hardcore into Blu-ray and 4K Ultra HD and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. And yeah, I don't know. I still have more VHS tapes, so there might be another one of these videos in the future. But hope everybody's doing well. Take care again.